Hi and welcome to the Art of Tarot. My name is Stephanie and this is a reading for Taurus 2020. This is a bonus reading, a little deeper reading that has a focus on love. And I do these readings normally for the birthday season signs, and for a couple of signs this last year I didn't manage to do the readings, so now I do bonuses. And this is your reading, Taurus. Of course, this is also valid for Ascendant, as well as Moon and Venus and Mars signs, because that's mostly the placements where you find more about love and sexuality and sensuality. So yeah, check it out. Also, I have a birthday reading for Virgo up in English and in German, and I do readings in German as well as in English, and I will do mid-month readings or end-month readings for September. And beginning of October in English in the next couple of days for all signs. So everything you need to know, everything that is unclear should be in the description box below. You find my email address if you want to contact me for a private reading. You find my PayPal channel if you want a PayPal account if you want to donate to this channel. You also find the Amazon wish list if you want to donate a deck to this channel. And you find my web shop as well as my social media accounts. All right, so let's get started, dear Taurus. These readings are valid for a little longer, so you can really watch it the whole year whenever it finds you, but mostly for the birth year or the year 2020 until the end of the year. Okay, just cleaning the energy a little bit, and then we can get started. Also, the decks I'm using you find in the description box with links to Amazon. And I'm starting with a Celtic cross. And in the second part of the reading, I will do you and the other person focus. So I start with focusing on your situation, your energy, and then I will also look at the energy of a person that you're interested in, or the person, if you're single and there's nobody in reach right now, the person you would attract, the energies you would attract. Okay. And of course, please, if you like those videos, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. You know the deal. Okay, Taurus, so things want to come out kind of like hidden. For me, it's often how the cards want to come out. If they don't want to open up, then it seems like maybe that's a topic right here for you that you might not be sure how you feel right now, or you have maybe a problem opening up. Wow, and on the bottom of the deck we do have the Hierophant. So that is quite interesting because that is your card, Taurus. So that is your card in the tarot. The Hierophant here in this deck, I think, has a very mystical element with this crow or this raven. And the key is really saying, for me, the key is very much about answers to knowledge, to maybe hidden knowledge, to higher knowledge, and answers to how to it's also keeper of that knowledge, keeper of that key, keeper of that space, of that hidden space and of that mystical space. And the Hierophant is really a card that talks about spiritual beliefs and the belief system and spiritual knowledge and bringing that into the world also. So really manifesting that knowledge on a day-to-day basis. How do I want to live? What do I believe in? And how do I want to live it out? So right now for you, it might really be a lot about how to manifest my belief system when it comes to love, how to bring it out into the world, how to really live it on a day-to-day basis, and how to bring a system into this spiritual knowledge that I have. How can I really practically live it out? So you're coming out of the Eight of Wands. Okay, a lot of movement. We have the same flash here on the Hierophant card, if you can see that. So I think all this movement might have really brought you a new understanding of how you want to live things out. Maybe you had a lot of things going on in your love life, maybe a lot of things at the same time, maybe communication with different people, or you went out a lot of movement. Maybe also some sexual encounters, sexual energy. That's all the Eight of Wands here. And as you can see, there is this flash, and there is a lot of movement, a lot of light, and a lot of electricity. It's some sort of electricity energy that is coming in here. So you might have had quite some exciting things happening during the last couple of months. So next card is the Six of Swords, which is in reverse here, and it tells me, I mean, there might be subconsciously a feeling of not being able to move on from a situation, having a hard time opening up your mind maybe to new concepts of things. Maybe there's a person you cannot move on from, or a way of doing things you don't want to move on from, and it's having a little hard time to explore options within your head. So there is this stagnant energy mind-wise mostly. Okay, so that's interesting. Six of Wands in reverse. So maybe you feel a little bit defeated in a situation right now. Your higher consciousness is fighting a feeling of not getting what you want. I think there's very much this element with the Six of Wands of not getting what you want when it's in reverse, not being on top of the situation, not being successful in a situation, not feeling positive about a situation. So I think there is a situation that maybe might have been very fiery, or you might have felt very passionate about something, about a concept of how you want to live your relationship or your love life, and now here it's really hard to move on from that thought. Wow, but we have the Sun card, so that is great, because even though there is still some blockage when it comes to moving forward, there is a lot of positive energy and a lot of light for you in the situation. So the Sun is the best card. A lot of people say best card. I don't think there's best or worst cards in the deck, but the Sun is really one of the most positive cards in the deck, and it brings you, for me, it's mostly about authenticity. It brings you authentic life. It brings you really the energy where you can be who you are, and I think that's what you're still doing here. With the Hierophant card that you have here on the bottom of the deck, I think you're still really trying to live your most authentic self. You're trying to live your most authentic beliefs, and you're trying to really be that person when it comes to your decisions in relationships. So still at the same time, I think even though in reality you're really living that out, and that's great, you know, and that's a very Taurus thing to do, that you're living it out in reality, still there is feelings of having a hard time letting things open up, and there is a little bit of a hard time maybe feeling positive about what's coming your way. So now here we have the Father of Swords crossing the whole thing, which is a card that I think is a card of strategy and of really getting a grip of your mental energy, of being able to categorize things, to analyze things, to put things into perspective, to communicate, to be clear about things. So maybe here there's a little bit of a energy needed from your side, because you have a lot of positive, even though you might feel a little defeated here, there's still a lot of positive energy for you with the sun, and a lot of motivated energy, and a lot of authentic, joyful energy for you. I think trying to now see things for what they are and as clear as possible is the challenge, but at the same time is what will help you really move forward with the situation with the Father of Swords here. It's such a wonderful card, because it's really, you have the knowledge, you have the wisdom within you. That's what the owl is talking about here. So what are you moving into? Wonderful. See, the Mother of Pentacles. And this is what brings you into your stability, into your Taurus energy, into your feminine Taurus energy. Because the Mother of Pentacles is the Queen of Pentacles in the regular decks, and she is really about drawing things in that are stable, that are nurturing. She is nurturing, so she also brings in people who are nurturing normally, most of the time. She knows her worth. She doesn't give away things that she doesn't want to give away. She doesn't just give to anybody. She knows she has a lot of value. She's grounded. She's in touch with her feminine nature, with her natural circles and sides, very much in touch with natural circles, and it is totally Taurus energy with this earth energy. So being receptive, letting things coming towards her, that's the energy here that you're stepping into, and that's wonderful, because you're still in your strength, you're still in your feminine, sexual, attractive energy, because the queens are always very attractive, and you are in your power. The queens and the mothers are in your power. With the Mother of Pentacles here, this card is the mother specifically. It's of course a little bit more of a nurturing energy, but at the same time, and motherly, of course, but at the same time, you know that you're not just giving it out to anybody. You know you have this, you know you have it in you, and you know you can give it to yourself as well. And through that nurturing energy that you also learned how to give to yourself, you know how to manifest stability. So, and manifest security also. You're giving security to yourself. In this card, she's giving the security to her child. So this is really beautiful. Maybe you do have a child that is now the priority of things, but I can see you have all this nurturing energy that you're putting in yourself, and through that you learn to nurture yourself first. All right, so how do you see yourself right now? Well, Taurus. Don't beat yourself up about what happened, because we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and that's kind of like, for me, that card is a hyper self-critical energy when it's in reverse. So be careful about not being too critical of yourself. It's not that everything that you planted here and everything you worked on didn't work out. Also, it can be an indicator of the wait is over. Maybe you've been analyzing a situation for long enough and are now ready to move forward. I don't see so much fast forward movement here. I think it's more like a very grounded energy and moving in the right moment. The queens and the mothers, they always wait for the right moment to act, and therefore I think you should be more careful about not being too self-critical with the Seven of Pentacles here in reverse. Next card, Ace of Swords from the external influences in reverse. Okay, careful. People might not tell you the truth. People might not be honest. People might not understand what your standpoint is. People might not see the same truth than you see. So Ace of Swords in reverse, really be careful when you communicate with people. Use your Father of Swords energy to really analyze and make sure you have all the facts and speak your truth and know your truth. Not necessarily speak your truth, but know your truth and know the truth, also the objective truth. It can also indicate no communication. So maybe there's not a lot of communication coming from the outside now in these next couple of weeks. But if there's communication, be very careful, be very mindful. It could be dishonest, there could be deception with the Ace of Swords in reverse. So wishes and hopes and fears, that is the same position here, and people often wonder why, but our fears and our hopes and our wishes are often very close to each other, and yeah, that is a psychological phenomena. So 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, I think there is this feeling of having a hard time focusing on those steps that bring you to this independence. On one side, you want to work on this 9 of Pentacles energy, which would be the next card after the 8. And the 8 of Pentacles really talks about focus, discipline, putting the time, the energy, the resources into yourself mostly, to manifest that feeling of abundance, of independence, of also material independence, of feeling healthy, feeling great in your body, feeling like you don't need nobody to fulfill you or to give you anything or give you value. You all give it to yourself. And when that's in reverse, then maybe there's a little bit of you have a little bit of a hard time finding the focus doing that, or you're really maybe even afraid of that next step, to really step up to that independent state, because that can be scary, because we often think, well, if I don't need nobody anymore, then nobody wants me anymore. But that's not how it works, because independent people draw in people because it's very attractive. And if you're self-sufficient, then that is something that is a plus for any person, you know. So people nowadays, I feel like, don't want to, of course you want to take care of things and the other person and add to their lives, but then it's more like a bonus, you know. And if you're in the 9 of Pentacles, then that's a wonderful thing. Then you learned how to give all that stability to yourself with the Mother of Pentacles. I see you're moving into that energy, because the Mother of Pentacles is pretty much the same energy, just more female, feminine. The 9 of Pentacles is more like gender neutral, but I see you moving into that energy and trying to give yourself that whole thing, that whole stability thing here. But yeah, there is a little bit of a resistance right now to do that last bit of work. Mother of Swords, wonderful. So we have the Father of Swords, the Mother of Swords. I don't know, maybe you're dealing with an air sign as well, but we're going to look into that in a second. This Mother of Swords right now really says, and you have 2 mothers, you have 2 times the queens, so it's very much about waiting for the right moment, waiting to let all the information come to you, be as analytical and as strategic as possible, and be clear in communication. That's very, 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 very prominent here. And take no BS, if you know what I mean, because the Father of Swords and the Mother of Swords, they don't take BS, and I see there's BS coming from the outside. With the Ace of Swords, there's definitely BS coming from the outside, so you're gonna see the BS, you're gonna hold the BS, and this sword is also pointed downward, and this sword from external influence is also pointed downward. So I think that you might not even speak out on all the stuff that you realize and know yet. You might not confront. You might take the BS and wait for the right moment to use it for, you know, for yourself. Very strategic thinking. So if somebody is lying to you, maybe don't call them out right away. Maybe wait and take that and just know that you know, and know which battles you need to fight, know which battles you don't have to fight, and maybe just keep the truth to yourself and use it when you really need it. That's how I see it here, very strongly. So you're in a very strong, you're coming into a very, very strong position here. Very strong. With the Mother of Pentacles and the Mother of Swords, you're really waiting for those things coming in, and not waiting in a sense of, oh, I have to be patient. More like, I know I have the power to draw in all the things and all the people and all the relationships that I really want to manifest. Very powerful. You're like nearly there, Taurus. And you're so much in your power that even your card came out on the bottom of the deck. All right, so let's look at you and the other person. I will use the Sexual Magic Tarot. So if you are not open to sexual messages and imagery, then maybe this is the time to click off the video, and thanks for watching. Let's see what is going on with you and the other person. For some reason I want to use the Sexual Magic Tarot, so it's probably more about sensuality, sexuality, and what that says about your relationship with this other person or person of interest, or how that person would react to you. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, wow, well, that says a lot already. You're in the Lover's energy. Okay, Taurus, there is somebody where you're like, this could be it. So that person is the Five of Cups in reverse. Knight of Swords in reverse. That is something I don't like to see, honestly. We have the Hanged Man in reverse on your side. We do have the Queen of Cups in reverse, subconsciously for both of you. The Moon in reverse for this other person. The King of Swords in reverse. You guys, this person is no good. Be careful, honestly. You have the Hermit, you have the Nine of Wands in reverse. You have all these swords, Eight of Swords in reverse. This is scary. And the Knave of Cups. Oh man, that's a very difficult reading. Honestly, Nine of Swords in reverse. Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, wow. Okay, Taurus. Wow, wow, wow. Four of Wands. All right, so there's a person. There is a person. That is, I think, when you've met, there is something that you felt that was very, very, very intense. And you really thought this could be your other half, soulmate, what have you. You know, here with the Four of Wands. I do, and very playful energy, very fun energy. And I do think there was a very strong connection here. And what happened is that if there was a sexual encounter, you really helped that person free themselves a little bit out of their head. So there was something you did to that person that really helped them see clearer, and get freed in their mind from maybe some sort of situation where they felt very trapped. Still, honestly, here, this is really uncomfortable because we have the King of Swords in reverse and we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. And this is two energies, you guys, I don't like to see them because that's the most manipulative, psychologically manipulative thing there is, basically. So that is a person who does not say the truth, or is gaslighting you, is trying to psychologically manipulate you, and is very much about abusing power, really, honestly. Very much about abusing power. There might be people involved other than you in this situation, but you know, it doesn't have to necessarily be that, but this is, yeah, you should really be careful. At least in the past, this person told you things maybe you want to hear, or didn't tell you anything, one of those things. So it's like this communication is not straightforward, is not clear, and it's kind of like, this person is not dumb, don't get me wrong, this person is very smart, but they use their knowledge and their smartness and their communication skills for no good here. I think for you also there was feeling, even you might not have seen this right away, but there was a feeling of also getting a different perspective on things. Feeling maybe also coming out of something that was maybe a little restricting, and now being able to see things from a different perspective. 9 of Wands in reverse. We have here in the subconscious also a lot of pent up sexual energy that maybe cannot really release itself so easily. So that's something that there is like this freeing energy on both sides here, for both of you. I think your freeing energy is was not so much triggered by this person, but more like the idea of having this new exciting, joyful thing with somebody. Because this is really more the idea than the reality. The reality is, though, that there's definitely forward movement. There was definitely forward movement with this person that helped you come out of some sort of rut, maybe, or a situation where like, okay, now I can let go, I just let go and I give up control sort of situation. That's often the Hangman in reverse too. So yeah, now we have this situation where you have this Ace of Cups here, but you cannot give it away, and you understand that there is this understanding of a new emotional beginning with this person. That's what I feel like you want. There's feelings, but you know that you can't, for some reason you can't give it openly, you can't give it freely. And you're actually in a very stable energy right now, because the Lovers, yes, the Lovers are upright here, but the Lovers don't necessarily mean that it has to be, you know, this connection. They just mean that you're sure in your decisions, and that you're sure in you trust yourself in your decisions, and you know what you go into, and you know what you don't go into. And I feel like you trust yourself in the decision that you now try to find your ground within yourself with the Hermit. There's always a third party here. I don't know what's going on, but this is crazy. So if there's a third party, I think you very well know that. and you are trying to find your grounding here. The Hermit, he's looking away from this couple and is here with himself. And here we have this kind of Madonna whore situation where it's like the exotic woman and the woman that needs protection, you know. So and this man who is trying to decide what's good for him or what's right for him. And this is difficult. I mean, it can really be a situation where there's a marriage or like another relationship and there was still something happening there. This other person, so I think you're very grounded in this decision, even though it's difficult to not give away that cup. The other person is in the Moon in reverse, so they are really not... They're fucked up. I'm sorry to curse, but they are fucked up. There's all these things coming, I think, up now in their subconscious that they really don't know how to read. They really don't know how to deal with and to handle, and they're very immature. With the Knave of Cups, they're open to learning emotionally, but they are not very. They haven't mastered that emotion. They haven't mastered that emotional growth. And I think they know that. They think they try to better themselves, but it's also kind of like not a very serious sort of way of feeling. It's kind of immature. It's not immature in a bad way, but it's not very grown up. And not bad intentioned, if you know what I mean, but just not very sophisticated emotionally. And trying really to figure out how to communicate here, maybe giving you a little bit of communication, emotional communication, but still very insecure, or not insecure, more like I see a little bit childish. Also, when maybe they feel like there is another person in the mix, then they communicate with you. When they feel like, oh, you might be interested in another person, then they write you a little something. That's the Knave of Cups. There's not a lot of... It's a romantic way of communicating, but it's not very, very mature, if you know what I mean. And then they have the Five of Cups here in reverse. So they do not have the best feelings about this, but they are also the Five of Cups in reverse. For me, that's really they either don't want to face the hurt that this situation is causing them, or they are not actually that hurt. So that's those two options. They're both pretty shitty. I think I think they don't want to face the emotional reality of things, and I think it's because they're really not very emotionally grown just yet. They understand that they have to grow, but this is a long way to go here with the Moon in reverse, Five of Pentacles in reverse. So it seems like they really don't want to look at the hurt and the disappointment and past pain that they may have caused or that they may have experienced. So they kind of feel it, that there is something off, but they really cannot point their finger on it. They really have no idea, because it seems like they've been lying to themselves a lot as well with these. Because with these swords in reverse, all these people cards with the swords in reverse, it's really about lying to yourself more than to somebody else, you know. That's always the sad thing about it. But also the good thing in a way when it comes to karma, because they do hurt themselves as well. It could be an air sign, very much so. I see strong air energy here. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So now both of you are emotionally, I think, confused, hard to control emotions, hard to let things come your way. It's just a feeling. It's more a feeling than a conscious thing. It's more like a weird underlying gut feeling that things are irritating, emotionally irritating for both of you with the Queen of Cups in reverse. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. I mean, it really is unfortunately an indicator that this is not a good ground and foundation to build something long lasting, to build this full picture, which is the 10 of Pentacles normally. So from both sides, I think it's very much not there, not so possible, or it seems that it's not possible within those circumstances. And the 9 of Swords in reverse really says, well, there's a lot of, I think, thinking about the other person, maybe fantasies, but both trying not to let that control their mind, like a little bit of a fight against your own mind here with the 9 of Swords in reverse for both of you. Yeah, it's a very fantasy-ish feel, this card to me here, for some reason. So yeah, this is difficult, Taurus. This is difficult. I mean, you're much more grounded here than this other person, to be honest. This other person doesn't know anything. Seems like, I'm sorry to say it that way, but they seem really immature and not very honest with themselves, or haven't been in the past. And with you freeing them and giving them some peace of mind in a way, you might have gotten the impression that this is, because they might have told you, you know, but you might have gotten the impression that this is some serious, like, twin flame-ish thing. But I mean, and it could be, but not in reality, in theory maybe, you know, this is what it should feel like, or this is what it should be like. Maybe this is your idea of this, but this other person's idea is not the same. I really have to be honest here. I'm very sorry. This is what the cards say, because these 2 Swords cards, that's just too much to sugarcoat. Zora Neale Hurston. I'm gonna do a new thing where I look up this is the Literary Witches deck, so there is female writers and symbols in this deck, and I will look up this writer and try to find a quote and read the quote for you and put the name in the description box again. So maybe there is a story, or maybe there is a book you want to read that she wrote that might help you in this situation. I know that's very extended, but that's just a little too much here. Oh, the snail. Yeah, slow movement. Well, take your time and really isolate yourself if you need to, and don't move too fast. Let this Hermit energy and the snail energy, this is really nice, help you to ground yourself and not get emotionally too confused or too irritated with this Queen of Cups in reverse. And let the snail, I think the snail and the hermit card are very beautiful here together, because the snail could be a hermit energy in a way, because it can really retreat in its house when it's too much, and then it can move again. So really give yourself the time and also enjoy that time. Try to enjoy that retreat situation within yourself. And now when autumn is coming and winter is coming, that's a nice energy to retreat anyway. So, and Taurus likes to do that. So yeah, treat yourself well and do things in maybe like a routinely way. That's also the Virgo energy, which is the Hermit card. The Hermit card is also a Virgo card, so you can do things in a very in a structured, nice, calm manner. So let's look up this woman, Zora Neale Hurston. First quote that I can find. Oh, she wrote poems. Amazing. I want a poem. Oh, wow, okay. Then you must tell them that love isn't something like a grindstone that's the same thing everywhere and do the same thing to everything it touches. Love is like the sea. It is a moving thing, but still and all, it takes its shape from the shore it meets, and it's different with every shore. Wow, I love that. I will put that in the description box below. I will put that quote in the description box. And yeah, it really says like every love is different. Every encounter is different. You can't just really treat people all the same, because every person is different. And of course we should all have equal rights and stuff. That's not what I'm saying, but you can't, like, people have different needs and different ways of interacting, and that's the beauty of it. And I really love this quote. I will put it in the description box. All right, Taurus, one more card for you, and then I'm gonna end this reading. I'm gonna pull the Moon card from the Moon Oracle, Moonology Oracle. And on the bottom of the deck, I didn't even talk about that card, is the Nine of Pentacles. So you can now work yourself to this Nine of Pentacles energy. And even if this person took a piece of you, you know, it's gonna grow back, because he's cutting this hair, and it's just really the tip, you know. It's nothing happened here. I mean, a lot happened, but you did not lose. You did not lose. Waxing crescent moon. Have faith in your dreams. Yeah, have faith in your dreams, and maybe look at your dreams also. Maybe look at what you're dreaming these days. I think that's important. Well, that's just a very general positive message. But yes, have faith in what you dream should this partner be, or should this other person be for you, and not necessarily this particular person, but this other energy that is coming towards you that you're manifesting right now. So thank you so much for listening and watching. Please subscribe, please comment, please leave me a like, and if you need more information for personal readings, then you find everything in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.